Good. So, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our first session, or we normally call it the webinar for the March diet or March exams. This is the first of its kind, even though we normally have what we call an opening night for our usual diet. Anytime we're about to start a new sitting, we normally carry out what we call the opening night. For the first time, we are introducing what we call a free mentoring webinar. And this is the first time we are doing this. And we are actually going to replicate this throughout the whole period of November before we start our lectures all throughout the month of November. There will be mentoring, and the expectation is that for all students who are preparing to join our tuition program for the March diet, is to make sure that they have good understanding of whatever they are coming into, so that in terms of preparation, they are adequately prepared to pursue this professional program. And it's our joy to bring this webinar to everybody. And I welcome you all to this discussion. I'll be very brief. I'll have a session with you straight away with dealing with the key highlights of this discussion. Number one is the update on the new syllabus. Our syllabus has changed, as we are aware. We have a new syllabus now, which is taken off or has taken off from this November and will expire in the year 2029. And this new syllabus has been examined for the first time. And I'm aware, or if you are aware, it's been an interesting sitting for those who partook in that exam. And we just actually done with one of the key aspects of the process to get your result or the result released, okay? And hopefully, by the end of this month, the result of the first ever exam of the new syllabus will be released. And it's quite a wonderful experience for us as a teaching team or a lecture team. We have been able to contend with all the challenges with this new syllabus. And I'm sure with the experience gathered, we are able to help students who will be joining us for the next session. It was a wonderful experience, even though very tough, but we've been able to weather the storm. So for those who are joining us for March, just bear in mind that we have a new syllabus. The good news is that we have been able to teach it, look at all the possible changes that were introduced. And obviously, we had a good session for those who went to write the November exam. And we will surely bring in that experience to bear if you join us for the March diet, assuming you are joining us for the first time. So I will take my time to give you a brief overview of the new syllabus. And I wouldn't waste time because we have a video on that. If you intend to have a watch of that, we'll share it on our inquiry page for you to watch the video that extensively discussed the new syllabus. But I will rather focus on subject selection. Okay, I'll rather focus on subject selection, which has been a major bane for most students, because subject selection is very critical. You knowing what subject to select at what point in time can be critical in your ability to complete the ICA program. So if you look here at the stream of on my screen, we have what we call the module stream. Okay, now our syllabus is made up of 14 subjects. If you are aware, we have various subjects in level 1, as well as level 2 and then level 3, 4 papers in level 2, 4 papers in level 1, 6 papers in level 2, and then 4 papers at the final level. Now, when you take a careful look at these papers, the 14 papers, in being able to select a subject, okay, you need to be mindful of the particular stream that that subject belongs to. It's very important. So if you are writing a paper and that paper belongs to the financial accounting and audit stream, it is quite important that you make sure that the other subject you are selecting belong to the same stream to help with your convergence of knowledge. So if you are in level 1, financial accounting is the major paper that you write in level 1, and that paper on its own is very important. So there is no other paper in level 1 that belongs to that particular stream. I believe it's clear. But if you go to level 2 and you belong, or you are trying to write a paper that belongs to the financial accounting and audit stream, what it means is that there are 3 papers which you can effectively combine. You can combine the financial reporting paper with the public sector accounting, or you can combine it with the audit and assurance. Why is that so? Because for financial reporting, the knowledge is communicated with the IFRS. The training on your ability to prepare a financial report is based on a framework, and that framework is called the IFRS. Now, that knowledge will be needed if you want to also be able to prepare the financial statement for the public sector, because in actual sense, they also use a framework called the IPSAS, and that IPSAS is developed based on the IFRS. So it is quite easy to permeate the knowledge between the 2 subjects. Financial reporting, public sector are bedfellows. The knowledge can obviously be intershared between those 2 subjects. So it's always advised that if you are to select a subject on the financial accounting and audit stream, your selection should be based on this particular approach by selecting a subject that belongs to that particular stream, so that your knowledge can easily be shared between the papers you are selecting. And at the final level, if you are going for the financial accounting and audit stream, a good combination for you to go well will be on the corporate reporting and the advanced audit, because you still need your knowledge on IFRS for corporate reporting, and you also need your knowledge on the IFRS for the advanced audit, because you can perform procedures on a financial statement if you don't know the specific standard applicable or the IFRS applicable. So it's important that when you are selecting your subject, you choose the subject that belongs to the stream, so that your knowledge can easily be what? Shared between the subjects. I believe it's clear. If you want to select a subject on the management accounting or financial management stream, then if you are in level 1, a good combination will be between the introduction to cost and management accounting and the business management and information system. Okay, so if you go to level 2, I always advise that if you are writing management accounting and you have FM or financial management to write, it will be important to combine both. So if you have FM and MA to write, and those are the only 2 papers, or you have 3 papers to write, maybe you have audit and assurance, management accounting, and financial management, it would be wise to combine the management accounting and the financial management, because those 2 papers have some commonalities among them. So it's important to do that combination to help you to easily pass those papers. Is that okay? And I always advise that if you are writing strategic case study at the final level, it's a very difficult paper. It's a capstone paper. So I wouldn't advise. Now that we have the opportunity to write even 1 paper at an attempt, I would advise you that if you are going to attend strategic case study, be very sure that you are well ready, because strategic case study is a capstone paper. The knowledge cut across everything. Talk of corporate reporting, advanced auditing, even management accounting, financial management is a final capstone paper. So the knowledge is very much encompassing all aspects of the syllabus. So it's very important that you are adequately prepared. And to be frank, in the recent exam, quite surprisingly, students, even though the opportunity has been given for people to select even 1 paper to write, You get students applying to write the exam, and they have written virtually nothing on the script. So amazing that somebody will pay 800 cedi and just go and write the exam and write nothing in his answer booklet. Then I'm wondering what the problem is. Was there any pressure on you to go and write, or you think it's a gamble? No, it's quite amazing that with the high level of fees that we are supposed to pay to write just a paper, and the opportunity you have now to just write one paper or two or three and pay for each of them, somebody registers to write strategic case study and write nothing in the booklet. Clearly, I'm worried what the person wanted to achieve with that kind of attitude. If you're not ready, why do you go do that? You are just throwing your money away, and it's not fair. Is that okay? So please, let's take heed to advice and do the needful, okay? Then we have the tax and law stream. So if you are doing business and corporate law, clearly you are on that stream. Principles of tax, you are clearly on that stream. Advanced taxation, sorry, you are on that stream, because all these streams are principally dependent on the law. Is that okay? You can do principles of taxation without the Income Tax Act. Same apply to the advanced taxation. So they are primarily based on law, and your knowledge of the law can only be the basis for which you can pass these papers, specifically the laws of taxation. Are we clear? So that is the stream. So, and I always advise in selecting your subject, if you have the options to select, please advise yourself. Be guided as to what papers you are selecting. I believe it's clear. So this is the model progression. So if you are progressing along the various models, know the intermediate between the various subjects and prepare accordingly. Are we together? If there are any questions, you can put them in the what do you call it, the Q&A section. I will deal with them as we progress. So that is it. That is the model progression, and it's very useful if you want to select a subject. So if you are a new student now trying to register for tuition, this should guide your subject selection so that you don't go select subjects. So it's like somebody selecting financial reporting and financial management. That's a very poor combination. Or somebody selecting public sector accounting and management accounting. That's a poor combination, unless those are the only two papers left on the level 2 program. Is that okay? If that is the only two subjects you have left, then there's no problem. But if you have other subjects, then why do you choose that combination? Are we together? Like somebody is asking that, can you combine principles, what do you call it, public sector accounting and advanced tax? That's not advisable. If you look at the stream, you've seen that advanced tax is belonging to the tax stream. So if, assuming you want to write two papers, you have public sector accounting left, and you want to write at least one paper at the final level, I would advise that you go for advanced auditing, because it belongs to the same stream. It belongs to the same stream. Are we together? So public sector can work with advanced audit, if assuming you are choosing just one paper at the final level. Are we together? So that is it. So somebody say, what two papers can one combine in level 3? Yes, advisedly, you can choose corporate reporting and advanced auditing as a good combination, or you could choose, some also prefer to choose advanced audit and advanced taxation. Now, the interesting thing about that is that if you choose advanced audit and advanced tax as your first two papers in level 3, what you are going to do to yourself is that you are ending up leaving the two most difficult papers in level 3 for your final attempt. And it may not be easy for you, because the two most difficult papers in level 3 is corporate reporting and strategic case study. Those are the, I will tell you, the heavyweights. So if you are combining subjects, maybe you choose audit and tax, no problem. You've chosen the lesser of the other evils, right? You go through easily, maybe possibly go through well, but you are ending up putting two difficult papers as your last two papers, and it may not be easy. So if you want to have a balance, why not? You could choose between maybe strategic case study and advanced tax. Why not? Or you choose between corporate reporting and advanced audit. Why not? That could be a combination so that you are actually dealing with a difficult one and a less difficult one, a difficult one and a less difficult one. So that could be a good combination. I would recommend that. If you are doing 2 papers in level 3, you can go for advanced audit, corporate reporting, strategic case study, advanced tax. That makes sense because you need the IFRS to tackle the auditing. And that is where the problem is. So somebody choosing audit and tax, if your financial reporting background is not good, you will struggle with the audit. That's the problem. If your FR, for those of you who have gone for exemption and all of that, you struggle with the audit. So that is it. So that's the way I'll advise you on this. So make that choice and make it intelligently. Is that okay? Make it what? Intelligently. So make sure your subject combinations are intelligent. You are not just selecting it anyhow. Is that okay? So as I said, if your financial reporting background is not there, you may struggle to write corporate reporting because you don't have FR background. You didn't do FR. I hope you are getting the point. Public sector is now like financial reporting because it's now made up of IPSAS. Are we together? So as we speak, in the last sitting, we had to compel all our public sector students to join our class for financial reporting. And the reason is to help them appreciate the IFRS because the knowledge on the IFRS is still now relevant for public sector accounting because you're going to apply IPSAS. And majority of the IPSAS are basically IFRS. They are basically from the private sector reporting. So that is the way to go. So that's my advice for you. So think through carefully. If you need further discussions, why not you can chat me on WhatsApp or you can give me a call for us to discuss it. Is that okay? But make the best selection that can help you to pass well. Is that okay? So that is it. So that's on the subject selection. I've seen some questions here. Let me see if I can deal with them. So somebody say, please, I'm left with FR, MA, PSA, and audit. Which 2 papers can I combine? So I think that's a good one. You have FR, you have MA, you have PSA, and then you have audit and assurance. My good advice to you is to select FR and then audit and assurance to start with. Is that okay? Choose FR and then audit and assurance to start with. I can tell you with those 2 papers, if you pass, you can easily or comfortably attempt PSA. Is that okay? Clearly, because per the syllabus, if you have not done financial reporting, it's not advised to even attempt public sector accounting. So for those who have FR and public sector, if assuming those are the only 2 papers you have left, you must do the 2 together because FR, PSA are now more or less the same papers. Is that okay? FR is private sector, public sector is PSA. We are all going to learn how to prepare financial statement, but preparing financial statement for public sector is the PSA. Preparing financial statement for private sector is the financial reporting, and both have some commonalities. Are we clear? But in your case, you have FR, you have MA, you have PSA, and then audit and assurance. Audit and assurance is not so difficult. So if you combine it with FR for your first 2 papers, that should work out easily for you. Is that okay? So that is it. So somebody say, what is the right combination if I have only man accounting to write in level 2? Why not? So if you have only man accounting to write in level 2, why not? If you want to choose 2 papers at the final level, I could advise you to choose strategic case study and advanced taxation because man accounting, some of that knowledge will be needed in the strategic case study because one aspect of the strategic case study is financial management. Is that okay? Financial management, which clearly your management accounting knowledge can support you there. So if you have MA, man accounting left in level 2 and you want to try level 3, why not? You can try and add strategic case study and tax to it. Why not? If assuming you want to go for 2 papers, is that okay? Why not? So let me see if I can deal with some of the other questions. Somebody said, please, is it advisable to write all level 3 papers at a go? I wouldn't advise you unless you are not working. If you are somebody who is not working at all, you are just not somebody who is not working, I wouldn't encourage you to go and attempt the 4 papers. It's not advisable. Is that okay? The knowledge, it takes time. And now that we have just 2.5 months technically to prepare for exam, it will become so much pressure to prepare for 4 papers at a go. That's the candid advice I have for you. Okay. Somebody say, can you confirm the exemption policy on man accounting when you didn't do accounting in your first degree, but have MSc accounting? Now, if you have MSc accounting and finance, you are surely going to be exempted, but to write only PSA and the final level 3 papers. So even if you didn't do man accounting, but just for us to be sure that it is MSc accounting and finance. Exactly. Once you are bringing in MSc accounting and finance, you are going to get exemption for all papers except public sector, and then you write the final level. Exactly. So that is it. Please, on receipt test, will you advise I pay for tuition or modular? Is the modular intensive as the tuition? So normally, for our receipt test, we advise that you wait till the result is released. If you wrote the last sitting paper, maybe you didn't pass, we advise that those who should join the modular are those who have marks that range from 35 upwards. Is that okay? So if you have a mark that ranges between 35 to 50, you didn't pass, and your mark is ranging between 35 upwards, you can join the modular program because it is quite intensive. You have access to all the previous lecture videos, but we do normally a weekly meeting to focus on specific issues, right? But if you have gotten something below 35, please, in all humility, just join the tuition again. This is a professional exam, and there's no shyness if you haven't passed. I have failed before. Other colleagues have also failed. It just tells you that your level of knowledge is not up to the baseline for you to be passed. So you just need to up it up. Just improve on your knowledge, and obviously you should be able to go through. Is that okay? So for those who are asking for our modular program, it's a program designed for reciters. Is that okay? And I repeat, reciters who have been part of the Aspire program in the previous session, not any reciter, because some people who have never been to our tuition before sometimes come in for the modular, and I advise against that because they have never been to our tuition program and they don't appreciate how the tuition was done, and sometimes get themselves confused. So if you are joining our program for the first time, just join the tuition and you should be fine. Is that okay? Somebody said, I'm new to this. I want to know how best I can go about the subjects in level 1. So for level 1, as you can see from here, you could decide to write Introduction to Man Accounting and then combine it with Business Management and Information System. That could be a good combination for you to start with. If you don't want to combine that, then you should go for the financial accounting and then the business law. So that could be a choice. So you can do 2 subjects. I will advise at least 2 at a go to be able to start it. Is that okay? So financial accounting, combine it with business law. But if you want to go with intro to cost and management accounting, combine it with the BMIS, the business management and information system. Is that clear? Somebody said, I'm new. What should I know about ICA? So ICA is the qualification that makes you a chartered accountant in Ghana. Is that okay? So if you want to be a chartered accountant in Ghana, ICAG is the institution that has been mandated by law to certify accountants in Ghana. Exactly. Even though there are other qualifications for the accounting profession, like the ACCA qualification, the CIMA qualification, if you want to practice accounting in Ghana, by law, you must be a member of ICA. And the ICA professional program is the program that helps you to qualify yourself to be called a chartered accountant. So there are various subjects made up of 3 levels, and level 1, level 2, and level 3, as you could see there. The level 1 has 4 papers, level 2 has 6 papers, and level 3 has what? 4 papers. So you have to go through all these papers, except you have some background in accounting and finance, which we can evaluate to be sure if you can be given an exemption on the subjects that you may have already dealt with under your academic programs. Is that okay? So that is it. So ICA, if you're not aware of it, this is all there is. And we at Aspire, a tuition provider, have the competency to train you to write this professional exam. Exactly. So somebody said I should repeat the exemption policy. So for those who are on our inquiry page, I will share with you some of the materials so that we don't waste time on exemption policy, so that you can easily check out your exemptions. I'll share with you materials on the fees. Is that okay? So that you can check what fees you are supposed to pay for exemption. I'll share with you videos on the syllabus so that you can appreciate the entire syllabus. I'll share that with you, and many other materials that will help you to align your knowledge on the program. Expect us to share that with you. Once you're on our inquiry page, it's easy to share all that with you so that you can be able to go through and appreciate what the program is about. Somebody said I did BSc accounting and then, yeah, but I wasn't given an exemption for MA. Okay, I don't think that is so, but you can check up with me. If you have brought MSc accounting and finance and you were not given exemption in management accounting, that would be a surprise. But let us have a chat. Maybe it depends on the content of your transcript. Is that okay? So let's check and be sure if maybe there are certain things which you may not have done when you did the MSc accounting and finance. So let's have a look at it, and then we can be sure. Somebody said I'm new and I'm planning on going for all 4 courses in level 1. Is that okay? No problem. You can write all the 4 in level 1, but that's our advice. If you are a working class person, that may not be easy. If you are a working class person, the demand of a professional program is no joke at all. And let us not underestimate it. Is that okay? If you are coming in from the academic stream and you are coming in for a professional exam, I must say that this is no joke at all. The demand is heavy. There's so much to look at within a short period, and it puts a lot of pressure on you. So you need to be advised well to know what to do. Exactly. You cannot carry a burden that may be too heavy for you. So check yourself, know whether you have the time. This thing demands commitment. You cannot just be walking about and think you can pass this thing. No, it takes discipline. It takes commitment. Is that okay? If you joke, you fail and you never like it. You start having all manner of regret. Oh, I'm not able to pass. No, the key word is discipline. If you are not disciplined, you cannot manage your time well, you're surely going to have problems. The demand is not like the academic stream. This is a professional exam, and the demand is heavy. It puts a lot of burden on you. You need to cut off so many things. Your social life will change, I can tell you that, just in order to align you to this objective. It's no joke. So please, if you are coming in, if you are coming in to do this, please, there's a lot you have to make changes to. Your social life must change in line with this. Is that clear? For some of us, we are going to start lectures very soon. Some may want to go and enjoy the Christmas. By the time you go and enjoy the Christmas and come, let me tell you, exams is first week in March. January is 31 days. But February is not 31 days. So technically, December is part of the period of training for the exam. So if you think you can go and enjoy and come and join us in January, you will surprise yourself, because it means that you may have inadequate time for preparation. So lectures is going to begin immediately. Preparation for lectures will begin so that we can begin advanced preparation, because March is usually short. And that is why we are beginning this, to make sure that we emphasize the importance of early preparation. Because by the holidays in December does not make for effective preparation. And by the time you enter January, February is even shorter. Your exam is first week in March. And the lack of preparation does not give out good outcomes. And that is the advice. So the earlier you come in, get yourself well prepared, the better for you. Are we together? Somebody said, I'm a level 2 student. I wrote financial reporting and PSA. Results are not yet released. Can I go ahead and register for man accounting and FM? And I will be able to switch if I fail any of those papers. Example, if I have to resit PSA, will SPA allow me to switch? So my advice for you is that you've written FR and PSA in the last night. You don't know the outcome yet, but you want to start preparation. Is that okay? I would advise you to maybe select one. Maybe just go for man accounting, so that whatever the outcome of the what you wrote in the last exam is, even if one does not go well, you can add one to the MA. Are we together? But I won't advise you to take two. Just select one, maybe the man accounting, whilst waiting for the result to be released so that you can know what to do. I believe it's clear. So that will be my advice for you in that case. Somebody said, you said something about modular and tuition. Can you explain further? So I'll do that very soon. So please, is there opportunity to say change subjects which I've already paid and registered for, changing it? Yes, let's discuss that. Maybe you can chat us and let's see what we can do. Somebody said, I have exemption for 3 papers in level 1, but my accounting basics is so bad, and I'm planning to write financial accounting again with intro to man accounting. Is it advisable? I have exemption for 3 papers in level 1, but my accounting basics is bad. So I want to write financial accounting again together with the intro. Yeah, so it means that you were given exemption in the financial accounting, but you still want to go through that. Why not? You can add it just by way of a refresher. Is that okay? Right. So does one need to study man accounting at the BSc level before he or she qualify for exemption? It's quite difficult to get exemption for man accounting, especially if you are doing a first degree. Exactly. For most first degrees, be it administration or whatever, if you even did BSc admin accounting, you will never get exemption for man accounting, FR, and PSA. Those 3 papers are so important for the qualification. So giving exemption is not a guarantee. Exactly. The only qualification that can give you exemption in man accounting, FR, is the MSc program, the master's program, specifically the accounting and finance program, which are done by KNUST, and then what's the name? UPSA, and then Legon. Those 3 qualifications from those universities, ICA has a collaboration with them. So it is easy to get exemptions with those MSc accounting and finance from those institutions. I repeat, UPSA, Legon, and then KNUST. They are MSc accounting and finance, guarantees you an exemption of all papers in level 1 and 2, except PSA, and then the final level. Exactly. But for a first degree, you may not, or you are unlikely to get exemption for MA, FR, and then PSA. So take note of that. Exactly. Somebody said, if you are starting from level 2 with PSA and level 3, what strategy would you recommend? So as I was saying, you could pick up PSA and now you can write 2 papers. So there's no compulsion trying to take 3 papers at a go in level 3. No, you could take PSA and maybe advanced audit. Just 2 papers and attempt it. And it's 3 times a year. Because some people will take a lot of papers and then end up not doing well at all. And they are discouraged. Exactly. So check yourself, know yourself. The level of commitment required in passing this exam is no joke. So don't still be carrying out your usual life and having fun and think you come and put your burden into this and then get out of it. No, it doesn't work like that. So you need to check yourself. Is that okay? Somebody said GIMPA as well. Yeah, so GIMPA also does the MSc accounting and finance. I don't know whether they do the MSc, but GIMPA has some MScs that does not qualify for the exemption. But just be sure that you are doing MSc accounting and finance specifically from GIMPA, then you can qualify for that. Please, I'm a receipt. I want to know if modular is intensive as a tuition. Which would I go for? So for modular, we advise that If you don't have 35, if you wrote a paper quite recently and you didn't get anything above 35 as a reciter, don't join the modular program. Come back to tuition in all humility. In all humility, come back for tuition. Is that okay? So that's the advice we normally give. Okay, somebody said, do you have to finish level 2 before tackling level 3? Per the policy of the institute, you can write a paper. If you have only one paper in a particular level, you can write across to the other level. So if you have one paper in level 2, you can start writing the level 3. Is that okay? So if you have one paper, let's say PSA in level 2, you can add a subject in level 3 to write it. Is that clear? Great. So somebody said, I finished MBA Accounting and Finance and took part 2 exemptions. Which papers in this part 3 do you recommend I start with? So as we said, you have to make your choice. Your combination could be to combine advanced audit and corporate reporting, or combining strategic case study with advanced taxation. It's a good choice you could make. Some combine advanced auditing and advanced tax, which I always say that when you do that, you are allowing your burden in future to be difficult, because ordinarily the 2 papers, corporate reporting and strategic case study, very troublesome papers. So if you decide to go with the soft ones, auditing and advanced tax, leaving out the 2 trouble spots, in future, you will be very burdened. So we normally advise that from the word go, you can do a good combination with maybe corporate reporting and advanced auditing, or strategic case study and advanced tax. It could be helpful. Is that okay? So take note of that. So I think on that note, somebody said, I did MBA Petroleum Accounting and Finance from UPSC. Do I qualify for exemptions? No. All I need is your transcript. Is that okay? Because if you did MBA in Petroleum Accounting and Finance, you may not have done all the subjects that may guarantee you the exemption. So I would plead with you, you can share your transcript with me, and then I can possibly confirm your exemptions for you. Somebody say, my second question is, what about a Master of Accounting and Finance from GIMPA? Does it qualify for exemption as well? Yes, once it's a Master's or MSc Accounting and Finance, it could qualify you for such an exemption. As I said, it is on case-by-case basis. Once you submit your transcript, confirm, we can be sure that you have the exemption. Is that okay? Somebody said, I've written MA and FM, and the results are not out. I don't know what to do, whether to take FR and PSA and wait for the result. What do you advise? So let me give this blanket advice. If you have written 2 papers in the last diet, I repeat, if you have written 2 papers in the last diet, my advice for you, select one subject and start doing early preparation whilst waiting for the result. I repeat, if you have already taken 2 papers in the last diet, awaiting your result, okay? My best advice for you is that choose one paper, register now. You know, with our processes, videos of all that we've done is already in the app. So register now and get the videos and start your preparation now, whilst waiting for results to be released at the end of the month. So that by the time the results are released, if you've passed the 2 papers, good news, you just add the other one. If you didn't pass one out of the 2, you can easily add one to the one you are already taking, and you have your peace of mind. So my advice, if you have written 2 papers, especially those in level 2, or whether you're in level 3, if you wrote just 2 papers last sitting, don't wait till the results are released before you get serious. You know, per the technology we have, if you register now, you have access to the video to start preparation now. With all lecture materials that were used for last sitting, they are all there now in the app. Register for one paper, start juggling it from now to the end of the month. If the result comes, whatever the outcome is, you are not worse off. You can at least know whether you are adding one paper of what you previously wrote or one paper of a new one that you are yet to take. So it makes you quite safe and more wiser to do that. Is that clear? So I need Do I need to write all 4 subjects before I can move to level 2? You don't need to write all 4 at once. You can write 2, you can write 3. But if you have only 1 paper outstanding in level 2, you can be allowed to write across to level 3. I believe it's clear. So that should be it. Please, can we get your number? Oh, my number should be easy to obtain. If you look at the flyer, my number is on the flyer. That's the 0555. Where is that? It should be there. Yeah. So 0555 213 559. That's my number, direct number. You can chat me, and then we can have a conversation on that. Okay. Somebody says, seriously, understanding is my problem when I read. It is making me, or it is making learning difficult for me. I'm normally good when taught. So maybe our next session will be maybe having a discussion on various learning approach. Maybe our next webinar will be on various learning approach. Because sometimes I may want to share my own experience with you on what you can do to improve on your learning. Is that okay? Sometimes some of us don't know how to even learn. There's nobody that has taught you how to learn. I don't know. There's no course like that. Some of us have never been taught how to learn, and we keep making mistakes. We don't know how to even learn. For a professional program, the demands are heavy. So you can't carry that academic laissez-faire approach and come and attempt this thing. No, the demands are heavy and require some more disciplined approach. So maybe my next webinar will be on learning approach to passing ICA exam. Maybe I'll do that next week. Maybe I'll do that so that we can all share ideas on how to learn and improve on understanding. Is that okay? Because some of us have never had the opportunity to be talked to on how to improve on your studies, the various learning approach or strategies you could adopt. I will carefully do that in the next webinar. Okay. So somebody said, I've paid for advanced tasks and want to start early preparation. Unfortunately, I don't have access. So if you don't have access to the learning materials, just chat any of the numbers there, share your email address, access will be granted, you'll be added to a WhatsApp page, and I can tell you, you can automatically start learning, okay? Good. So somebody said, I did MBA accounting, will you be exempted from part 2? And as I advised, for those of you who need to clarify your exemption status, quickly chat me with your transcript. It will really help to make it easier. Just get me your transcript, and within 24 hours, I can confirm your exemption status for you so that you can register before the start of the next sitting. Somebody say, what's the pass mark? The pass mark for the exam is 50. The pass mark is what? Is 50. Okay. So is ICA recognized globally? Yes. ICA is recognized globally. Exactly. I have my junior brother who is a CA, who was my student, who is now in the UK, and he's even one of our lecturers. He works with Deloitte UK as a manager. He teaches auditing. He supports me with advanced auditing. So ICA is globally recognized. His only qualification is a CA. He's just a member of ICA, but working in Deloitte UK, in their UK office. So ICA is globally accepted. You don't have a problem at all. Is that okay? Somebody said, can I register for ICA through your esteemed institution? Now, you see, ICA program or registration processes are virtual. They are online. So you don't need anybody to come in with you. When you go to the website, I'll share that. If you're on the inquiry page, we can share the website link with you. You click on it and follow the process. Simple, straightforward. You can get the registration through. Are we together? So somebody say, when are you starting lectures? Now, for our lectures, we'll be starting activities towards the start of our lectures this week. So one of the things we'll be doing this week, if I wouldn't want to jump the gun, somebody said, please, I chat. Okay. So let me just look at our activities now. For our tuition program for March 2024, this is our program for March. We are starting lectures almost within the course of this week. We'll start with what we call technology training. The reason is to make sure that all students who will be admitted on our program understand our technological processes so as to get you acquainted with our processes. Is that okay? So the first week or this whole week, will be dedicated to give you a training on our technology. Because some of you have registered, but you don't know how to navigate the app application and all of that. So starting this week, from Tuesday, there will be a technology training so that you can get acquainted with our technology. Once that is done, we'll communicate to you when lectures will start effectively, but hopefully we'll be communicating that. So those who are registered, don't worry, we'll update you on our lecture activities as we progress. But for our fees, level 1 is 499, level 2 is 599, and level 3 is 699. Is that okay? So you can get a discount if you register for 4 or more papers. This guarantees you to tuition comprehensively to cover the syllabus. The videos are available to you after the session in our mobile application where you can play them. Is that okay? Even without internet. Every student who registers now have access automatically to the previous diet videos. Is that okay? So that you can watch and look at what was done in the last sitting whilst waiting for lectures for this sitting. If you look at our timetable, this is our timetable. You can have a look at it for all the various subjects. These are timetable. So for those who are on the inquiry page, you'll get a copy of all this. We've shared it there severally so that you can study it and prepare accordingly. Now, there's one thing that is very important. Technology is making or bringing in a change to how things are done now. And at ASPA, one of our major advantages is technology. Technological advantage is what has driven us to where we are now. And it is important that you get acquainted to all our technological processes because our lectures are done via Zoom. So you need to know how to join it. Is that okay? So we don't have face-to-face lectures. It's strictly online. And the processes we have in place makes it quite flexible for you to be able to enjoy seamless online lectures. Is that okay? So take note of that. And all lecture videos we made available to you in our mobile application. You even have access to the previous ones when you can watch them and appreciate them. You can download the videos, save it, and watch it without internet and replay at any time. You can even use your laptop to access the mobile application. So if you need a help on that, our team will be ready to help you. So technology has been our major driver in terms of what we do. So if you are not acquainted, you will have to go through that training. And this week has been dedicated to help you to appreciate how our technological, what we call it, processes are so that you can get used to them. Is that okay? And we have several other arrangements. If you look at our mobile application, it has so many interfaces that can help you to learn. We have what we call Sigmon. Ask Sigmon is an AI which has been embedded in your app where you can ask it any question and it can answer you. So it's a wonderful experience when you use our mobile application. We even have a job portal where you can access your job portal. We even have a CBE portal where you can write your computer-based exam. Now that the Institute is rolling out computer-based exam, we have already put in place measures to make sure that our students have that training or ability to use technology to write exams. And the good news is that in this coming exam, these March exams, all the level 1 exam papers will be written online. I repeat, in the upcoming exam this March, level 1 exam will be conducted strictly online. So that's for the year 2025. In the year 2026, all level 2 programs will be done with online exams. So 2026, level 2 will be moved to online. 2027, level 3 will also move online. So by the year 2027, ICAG exam will strictly be an online exam. So that's my emphasis that if you are somebody thinking of face-to-face class, you are already in the old school. The technology is the game changer now. Exams will be strictly done online. So if you are thinking of just going the old school, you will be left out. The earlier you start getting acquainted to technology, the better for you. So that is my advice to everybody. Technology is the game changer now, and we all need to abide. For our books, if you go to our mobile application, you can obtain books. We have put together books on the new syllabus for everybody who may be interested in purchasing them. You can visit our mobile application and order, and it will be delivered to you anywhere you are in the country. at a token, not too much a fee, but we are making arrangement to publicize our books or distribute them at no fee, and we'll be announcing that very soon. Is that okay? Hopefully by the end of the week, we'll release a communique on that. But for now, if you purchase them, if you are within Accra, we have a moderate fee that you can pay for it to be delivered. But if you don't want it to be delivered, our offices in Accra, we have an office in Accra, the hockey stadium near Thelma Station. We have an office there, which has a secretary as well as a learning or a room where you can study. So if you go there, you can buy our books over there also. But if you want it delivered to you, we have the arrangement to do that. Is that okay? Right. So somebody said, what is the deadline for tuition payment? There's no deadline. Because if you register automatically, you have access. So from now till the results are released, and even after the results are released, you can register for tuition. Is that okay? Everything is done virtually, so there's no need to overemphasize. No matter when you register, you have access automatically to the video. So there's no problem. There's no deadline to registration. Registration is 24 hours. If you register this evening, you can have access and start learning. The choice is yours. I believe it's clear. So somebody said, how much is the books? I think I don't have them off head, but for the level 2 ones, I think it's 175, and the level 3 one is 195. Those are the Aspire publications, okay? Those are the publications we have done specifically for the new syllabus, okay? And they are a bit moderate, but the institute have their books, which we are also selling for students who may be interested in that. Also, we have that available for you to procure. So that is it. So these are the few things I wanted to share with you on our upcoming program for March 2020 or 2025. And I'm sure this meeting has been helpful and has helped you to appreciate what we have at Aspire for our program, specifically the March 2025 diet program. And for those who have shared questions in the Q&A box, we are glad. Thank you for doing that. Somebody said, do you have books for level 1? For level 1, we don't have books, but we have materials that our lectures normally put together, which can assist you. So we don't actually recommend any books for level 1. You can buy the Institute manuals, which is fairly good. Is that okay? Can support your revision. But for our tuition program, lecturers supply materials, so you don't have a problem. You can obviously obtain same, and it's enough to adequately prepare you for the exam. Is that okay? So that is for the level 1 program. Okay, so maybe I would allow for some questions. If you have any question, you can raise up your, maybe some 2-3 people who may want to directly ask me a question so that we can close exactly at 7:10. So those who have questions, you can raise up your hand and I'll allow you to unmute yourself and talk to me directly, and then we can close. Any question from anyone who wants to ask a direct question to me? We have Eric. Eric, you can unmute and speak.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Eric.
Yeah. Thank you for this this program. I wanted to ask a question about the exam-based for the level 1, the one that will be written online. Is it an objective test or both the objective and then the theory?
It will be objective test. So level 1 for March exams will be objective test. Okay, it will be an objective or test. So it will be virtual. You can write anywhere you are. So it's quite an interesting thing. There will be no exam center. You can write remotely anywhere you are located in the country. Just make sure you locate a place where you have stable internet. There has been some initial training. Is that okay? On the online exam for level 1, the training will still come off. Hopefully, as we start the new, after the release of the result, there will be some more sensitization and all of that. And then definitely every level 1 student will be made to write the exam. There will be no exam centers. You can write anywhere you are, either at your home or in your office, wherever. I repeat, there will be no exam center. You are going to write at your own location. What is important is to have a good internet, and it's going to be strictly or multiple choice questions for level 1. But as I said, that's for 2025. By 2026, level 2 will be moved to online exam. Is that okay? By 2027, level 3 move to online exam. So that will have completed the process. I believe it's clear. So take note of that, okay? Right. Any more question from anybody? From Leonard. We have Leonard. Leonard, any question?
Yes, sir.
Good. Leonard, any
Yeah,
question?
sir, good evening.
Good evening, Leonard.
Yes, sir, good evening.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Please, I was part of your class as part that's in for the first for March diet this
Yes.
this year. I wrote PSA and I got it. In the second diet, that's July. I didn't get time. I didn't join the class, but I was able to do something on my own on
Okay.
PSA. But I didn't pass. So I'm thinking to combine the PSA with the FR this March diet. Is that advisable, or I should do only the PSA?
Oh, it's advisable. You can combine the two. Since you have some prior experience, it's fine. You can combine them.
Yes, I've written the PSA, but I've not gone for any class. I studied on my own to write the PSA in July, but I didn't get it.
That's fine. So you can combine the two. You can combine the two. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Leonard. Then we have Opoku Collins. Collins, any question for me?
Hello. Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Collins.
Yeah, my question is that I posted a question, but my network jammed, so I couldn't get the feedback. But I just want to find out. I have registered with your institution, that of PSA and that of advanced taxation.
Okay.
Per your explanation tonight, it looks like I'm finding out if possible I could drop the advanced taxation and go for corporate reporting since the standards are related, so that I could just flow with that one.
It shouldn't be a problem. So as I said, because we haven't yet started lectures, we can easily swap. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the swapping is permitted for now. So
Okay.
it's good you are getting valid advice to make the decision. So just chat me on WhatsApp, and then we can look at how we can finalize it. Okay.
I'll be grateful for that. Thanks.
Great. Thank you. Thank
You're
you. We
welcome.
have another person called Lastborn. Lastborn, any question?
Yes, sorry, my name is Carl. I actually forgot to change the name.
Go ahead.
Right, so now that ICA is rolling out this online examination, what are we as students expecting? Are we expecting to see the exams? Because most of the time, some of us really complain about it being difficult and all that. Are we actually seeing or expecting?
For the difficulty, it differs. Somebody may see it as not difficult. You know that.
Yes, yes.
Difficulty is very subjective, but
Of course.
don't think that moving the exam online will make it any far less difficult. I would
Yes.
want you thought that direction. Is
Yeah,
that okay?
my point.
I
Sorry,
teach
sir.
other professional programs which are online, and writing an online exam is no joke. That one I must admit. Putting yourself together to attempt an exam online is even more critical than just having to write a script or write your answer on a hard paper. Because by writing online, you need typing skills. That's number one. Is that okay? You need to have familiarity with the use of computer. Is that okay? And then also you would have some complexities. Is that okay? Because, for example, just writing your answer on the booklet, which you are familiar with, is fine. But now you have to contend with network, contend with so many other distractions as you are writing your exam. So it's not easy going in for an online exam. You need to practice. Is that okay? If you're not familiar, also it can be a problem.
Yes, yeah. Thank you very much.
So the institute will be carrying out a lot of sensitization to make sure that we carry everybody along. Is that okay? We are not just going to do it and launch it without, no, we've started training. There was a sensitization last month, even before this exam, the November, and the same will be carried out all throughout as we journey towards the first computer-based exam of the institute, specifically for the level 1 program this coming March 2025 exam. So it shouldn't be a problem at all, okay? Right, so let me take one more person and then maybe we can run away. Jerry, any question?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, please, your own general assessment about the last date, November.
Yes. You
Your
said I
own
should give you a general assessment of the last night.
Yes. That's
Okay.
general. I know you will
My
not go
general
specific.
assessment is that, yes, we just came back. Actually, the truth of the matter is that marking is done. The marking of script is done. And obviously, the other processes are going to kick in. Is that okay? Results should be ready anytime soon to be released by the end of the month. So marking is done. We just completed that process. So generally, in giving you my assessment, I don't have to do that because I'm not allowed to do that. Exactly. At the professional level, once you are part of the process of marking, we have a non-disclosure clause that does not permit us to speak on such matters. The examiner's report will be released, chief examiner's report will be released to confirm whatever the conclusion thereof or the outcomes there is. Is that okay? So I'm not permitted to speak on that. But if I should speak to my own personal overview, I would say that people were not prepared. That's the truth. People underestimated the new syllabus and were not adequately prepared. Is that okay? So I was surprised to see some people not even putting an answer in the booklet. Somebody didn't even put a single answer in an entire booklet, as if the person was forced to go and write the exam. I'm surprised. So those are some outcomes. Those are some personal perspective I'll put to bear on that. But overall, yes, those who did well or those who put in their best to have it well. Is that okay? So forgive me, but I don't want to go into that direction, okay? Okay, so thank you so much. Let me pick up Joseph and then I shut down.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jerry. Joseph, any question for me before we close?
Okay. Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Joseph.
Yes. Please, now that we are going to have online exam,
Yeah.
does it mean that we are going to get our result once we are done with the paper?
Oh, for multiple choice, it will likely be the case. Is that okay? For multiple, if it's for level 1, which is multiple choice, looking at it being multiple choice, I can assume that the result could be received instantly once you are done with the process. Is that okay? So that should be. I don't think there will be any need for any human interference. Once it's multiple choice, you can get your result instantly and know what the way forward is. Is that okay? But for level 2 and 3, I don't think it will be multiple choice completely. Certain parts will be multiple choice, and there will be certain parts that you need to type out your answers. Is that okay? So don't for level 2, it will not be strictly multiple choice. There will be some variations. Is that okay? Right.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Good. So I think we can close on this call. So we are likely to do another meeting. Is that okay? But if once you are on our inquiry page, you can put your questions there. We'll deal with them. We cannot answer every question today. Just put your questions on the inquiry page and we are ready to answer them. Our next webinar will be specifically to help you learn how to invigorate your mind and help you to learn. So expect that as we are preparing towards March, we would expect that our minds should be prepared. How do you learn? Some of the learning techniques, we'll discuss them. Is that okay? So expect that. Is that okay? In the upcoming session. I'm sure once we do that, some of you who may have problems preparing yourself, learning your books, the challenges you have, we can share and then have some recommendations to improve on that. So on that note, thank you all. Have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.